So I finally got a chance to go see Crazy Rich Asians, and I'm using my little marquee thing again, because I forgot to use it for way too damn long. The last time I used this thing was for A Wrinkle in Time, which kind of makes sense why Lapse of Judgment forgot to use it. Anyway, so yeah, just saw Crazy Rich Asians, and I'm I'm not a fan of rom-coms, just to be very honest. I'm not a fan of rom-coms, like, that. Watching them just make me just go, fuck off, you know? But I have to say, this one, very, very tolerable. And I don't mean in a, oh, this is a nice movie. No, like, it's cute, you know? In all honesty, if it wasn't for the culture and, you know, for my people, I really wouldn't go see this movie. Like, it might be one where people go, oh, you know, this one's not so bad, and, you know, like, put it on, like, oh, like, wouldn't really, because it's a rom-com, I wouldn't just go, yeah, let me put this on. Like, oh, hey, they had it on AMC? No, they wouldn't play that on AMC. But, you know, it's like on TV, you're at, like, a hotel somewhere, you're like, I guess I'm gonna put this on. You know, one of those things where it's like, oh, it's on, like, USA Network or something. You're like, yeah, that's what I'll do. But anyway, so, like I said, for the culture. So that's why I went to go see this. And, like I said, it's definitely a lot better than most rom-coms. It's, you know, it's a little bit more relatable because of the whole, you know, the Asian factor of it, because some shit gets mad real, and I'm sitting there like, god damn, I'm not even in a relationship, and I feel that shit normally. Damn, okay, bitch, you know? So, very much just like any rom-com, guys with girl, they love each other, they go to meet the parents kind of stuff, because there's a wedding that's happening, you know, like most rom-coms. Meets the mother doesn't really like it, it's a very, like, classist kind of thing. And what I enjoy what they did, like, with this is, besides having, like, a classist thing, you know, like, we're rich, you're not, but it's also, like a thing of, like, well, you're, you know, you're from Singapore, you are, like, Asian, like, from the continent of Asia, but, like, your girlfriend's Asian American. Like, there's that divide, and a lot of people don't understand it. They're like, well, you're all Asian, what the fuck? No, like, there is a huge divide of it, where it's like, you are from the motherland, and then the whole, you were born in America, like, you're an American, you know, Asian person, and it does make much of a difference, you know, like, just, it's why there's, like, the, okay, rom-com movie aside, it's why there's that argument, you know, like, not to kind of beat a dead horse, but why the whole argument of the whole ScarJo being, you know, being an Asian character kind of thing, where it's just like, yes, people in the Asian countries are totally fine with it, because they're like, well, I see myself everywhere kind of thing. In America, like, you don't really see yourself. Like, Asians are, as much as, like, world population, we are the majority. In media, we are, like, such the minority. We are, like, a fraction of a percent kind of thing that you see, you know? And it's like, you know, it's one of those things like that, it's just like, certain things don't equate. So, back to, like, the movie, like I said, there's the classist thing, then there's the whole, like, well, you're Asian, like, you're Asian American. And the whole thing where, like, well, people from Asia said country, you care about family. You will do everything for family. You know, whatever family wants you to do, you do it. No matter how fucking miserable you end up being. But as long as the family's happy, you're miserable, it doesn't matter. Family's happy. But it's very true. And then, like, oh, Constance Wu's character is Asian Americans. Like, well, Asian Americans, all they care about is whatever they have a passion for about themselves, you know. And it's kind of like, if you think of, like, obviously you're watching and you're like, well, that's dumb. Like, why can't you just do you? Why can't your happy be family for you? Ha ha! Why can't your family be happy for you? But, like, that's the whole thing, you know? And it's something, like I said, that I you know, like, this was something that really hits home for me, because, like, you know, a lot of my cousins, like, they kind of do what's for the family. So, like, yeah, like, family, they're like, yeah, we'll do the stereotypical thing of being doctors, we'll do this thing because it's a good job, mom and dad, da-da-da. Whereas, like, you know, my sister and I, we kind of were like, hey, we both have a passion of doing this. You know, like, I went to frickin' art school, you know? And look at me now, just unemployed. Donate to my Patreon. But really, it's like, like both of us have a passion to do X, so we decided to fucking do it, you know? Whereas we're kind of lucky that we have like parents that are, you know, at least supportive. Like my mom's very supportive of what I do. She's just like, hey, as long as you're happy, you know? Because my mom is like, hey, I don't like that you're gonna be miserable, but the rest of the family's gonna be happy. It's like, why do that, you know? You know, so she's like, hey, if it makes you happy, go to art school. You like to do weird art, make your fetuses, go right ahead. You know, the rest of the family's like, oh my God, you're allowing your kid to go to art school? Don't you want them? Stereotypical thing, doctor, lawyer, engineer, shit like that. Why not do these things? Why, you know? And like that part of the movie, I was just like, shut up. I know, I'm worthless, you know? It's that kind of thing, and it's like, it's really heartbreaking to watch that part because, one, like, I relate to that way too much because it's what I live, you know? So that's like part of the rom-com where I'm just like, rom-com shit aside, I'm like, yo, that shit real, you know, that hurts. And then, like, yeah, there's like the little rom-com-y thing of like, the boy's family, da-da-da, like, they're just kind of like dismissive of her and all that shit, and that is hurtful because it's like, bitch, you don't know me, and you gotta just, like, look down on me because I'm just, like, this girl from New York kind of shit. You know, yeah, you got money, you bougie as fuck, but, like, you ain't got no personality. So, like, that's, like, the rom-com thing of it. And very much of the rom-com formula of, there's several montages, you know, there's, oh man, there's, like, a food montage, and dude, I ate before I went to the theater, okay? I ate before I went to the theater. And then I was like, I'm good. Oh, the movie's 2 hours. I'm good. You know, I had my little drinky poo with my mom. We're like, yeah, we're good. I forgot I still had a bag of chips in my pocket until I got home. I was like, I couldn't eat that bag of chips. Instead of been like, oh man, what's up with that Sunday? Fuck. But yeah, they get to Singapore and they're like, it's late at night. They're eating all that street food. And I'm like, And like they're talking about the food and you see them like cutting up, cooking it. And I'm like, oh my God, I want that food. You know, I want some of that street food. And then of course there's, oh my God, there's a part where you get to like his like mom's house, his grandma's house, whatever, the fucking mansion, and you know all the people are cooking, and I'm like, oh my God, the food, I like it. And you see all the fucking seafood, and I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry. But yeah, and like I said, montage. Then there was like the montage, the getting ready one. There's several like getting ready kind of, or like minor makeover, whatever montage, because it's a fucking rom-com. There's even one part where they play like Material Girl, you know, and also like when it comes to the music and stuff, everything is, you know, all the music is, you know, it's either performed by an Asian artist or it's in like Chinese or something. And that's fucking awesome. Like even when the movie starts, like bam, you go right into like a song in like, I think it was Mandarin. I wasn't really listening, but you know. But yeah, like a song in like Mandarin or Cantonese, and it's just, you know, like this kind of, like all the music is that. And even when songs are sung in English, you see the person performing it, because obviously it's a whole thing about weddings and big dinners and stuff. They always have like they always have someone playing music, so it's like the person who's performing it is Asian, you know, and it's great, you know, just, and even it's so great with this movie is that even like the extras are Asian. Like you'll see like there's like a white dude here and there, you know, like even the scenes where it's New York and it's like, I ain't no black people, okay, we're in New York, you know. But it's mostly Asians, and that's cool because you don't really see that, you know. It's like you don't see that. That's the thing. You really just don't. And if it is, it's like the same thing that people talk about all the time. It's like, yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, this is the tutor, this is like the nerd, you know, this is the IT guy, you know, it's like the takeout dude, you know, it's like the same, you know, the same like four kind of characters like you end up playing all the time, you know. So it's cool to see like it's such a vast variety of people, you know. You like you see like it's the party animal one, it's the little slutty one, it's the smart one, you know, like every, you know, and even like you know, there was even like a quick thing where you see like, oh, guy's in a shower, look at his abs. You know, you're being sexualized. Even though before it's like, no, Asian dudes are, or like, you know what I mean? Like that same thing. So it's nice to see that. Again, like, just like rom-com, just like, oh my god. God, they even do that thing towards the end of the movie where it's like he gets on the airplane to tell her to come back kind of stuff. And it's like, by then, like, the movie already, like, you know, like, sold me. That I already was like, I like this movie. But even when that happened, I was like, I like this movie. Of course they were gonna do that. You know, he gets on the plane kind of shit, la la la. And it's like, of course, you know. And it was also, you see, like, you know, how, like, some of the other couples are, you know, like, the couple that's getting married, and then it's, like, the, what's her name, Gemma Chan, who, I think she's the sister or something, yeah, she's with this guy, and so it's kind of, like, similar, where, like, she's the rich one, he's the commoner kind of thing, but he's feeling a little fragile, like, you know, like, fragile masculinity and stuff, because it's, like, she, like, even in the movie, her character, like, oh, she went on a shopping spree and then has, like, her maids go and, like, hide stuff that she bought, which is, like, okay, like, whatever. And so he's kind of like, yeah, you know, like, I know, like, most of the money, like, you're the breadwinner, and all that stuff, and she's just like, hey, I bought you a present, and he's like, oh, no, 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 but, like, at the, like, you know, later on in the movie, you find out that he's having an affair, you know, and then there's one part where, like, at the end where she's like, I'm leaving, like, I'm done with you, and she said, like, this line, and I'm not gonna, like, you know, spoil it, but she says this line, and everyone in the theater was like, damn, you know, like, she was just like, oof, like, even I was just like, I sat there, and I just went, damn, like that, you know, like, god damn, I had to explain that to my mom, because she didn't really get much of it, but I was just like, yo, bitch threw that shit down. But yeah, there's, oh my god, the wedding scene. Now, of course, it's like, you know, it's a rom-com, there's of course a wedding scene, and it's like so outlandishly beautiful, you know, a lot of people are gonna be like, I want my wedding to be like that, but I'm just like, okay, I get it, if you want to get married at church, do you, and all that stuff, but, like, how did you convince a church to allow you just to be like, here, I'm gonna just start pouring buckets of water on the floor, and then we're gonna walk on it? I don't know. And then with, like, the dresses and stuff, I'm like, isn't the dress gonna touch the water? I don't know. It was a very beautiful scene. It was very well shot. It was, like, making this, like, the wedding chapel, not chapel, it's the fucking church, but it's making, like, the set design was beautiful because it kind of makes it kind of look jungly, and it's like looks like tall grass, but everyone's sitting there, and it's very, very, like, visually it's beautiful because it's a wedding. It's supposed to be like outlandish because they have money and stuff like that. But the part where all of a sudden water started going, and I'm like, you're in a church, like, this ain't no, like, outdoor wedding that you can do this at, or like, I was like, that's a church, how, whatever, you got money, you were just probably like, here we go, church, you know, but like, the visuals at the wedding is beautiful, and again, like, it's definitely that rom-com thing where it's like, oh my god, I saw this scene in this movie, and I totally want my wedding to look like that, you know, and it's like, it's fine, you know, and then, like, you, like I said, it has a lot of the rom-com, like, check off the box kind of stuff, where you're like, this is the rom-com thing, but because, like, the subject is different than just, you know, the usual stuff of, like, I'm this white girl, and I'm, you know, sad kind of thing, you know, it's not the usual, like, oh my god, like, girl, you've gotta go, and, like, let's have, like, drinks, you know, it's not, there's more to it, you know, there's more depth to it, and all that stuff, and, whatchamacallit, so, like I said, it's definitely a lot more tolerable. I wouldn't, like, you know, like, yeah, like I said, if it was on TV again, like, oh yeah, I'll put it on, you know, yada yada, you know, again, if it wasn't for the fact that this was, like, you know, full Asian cast, you know, go see it for the, you know, support our people kind of stuff, you know, again, if it was just a regular rom-com, I'd just be like, whatever, like, it's another movie, but, you know, it is #1 in the box office right now, and that's good, you know, and I love seeing, like, the solidarity. So a lot of the Asian actors I follow, they're like, of course, like, yeah, let's do this, but I also love that a lot of, like, black actors and everything are like, yeah, let's go see this. I'm like, that's why I like, like people of color, like having each other's back on that. I'm like, motherfucker, I was all for Black Panther and shit, man. And please, how about y'all help me with Crazy Rich Asians? Like, I know it's like, it's totally different because it's like Black Panther was like this great action film and da-da-da. Besides it being like a Marvel comic book movie, but it's like, if you just narrow it down, it's an action film. And I know Crazy Rich Asians is like, it's a rom-com and it's not really a movie for everyone kind of thing. But I'm like, go see it, like Roy Wood Jr. says. He's like, for the culture, And yeah, so not much really else to say about it. The movie is like 2 hours long. It doesn't feel like it. It's not one of those where you're like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, it's 2 hour long. And like, the parts where there's comedy, it is really funny. I love Aquafina. Haven't gotten a chance to see Ocean's 8, but I have that on my list of like things I miss for the summer. But I do enjoy her. She's Asian chick from New York. So her comedy shit. Well, she's funny. She's just naturally funny, and then like her comedic moments are great because she's like kind of hood, even though she like. Her character is like mad rich in Singapore, I love that her character keeps like outfits in her car. So it's like she has one that was like clubbing, cocktail, and then there's a walk of shame. Like if you plan out a walk of shame outfit, that's hilarious. Yeah, Aquafina is great. Ken Jeong is doing kind of like a Ken Jeong thing where it's just like, I'm that kind of obnoxious Asian dude, but he's Ken Jeong. So, although they kind of kept his character a little bit to a minimum, which is fine. There's a lot of good comedic parts. The sad, heartfelt, touchy kind of stuff. Like, you're like, this is really, like, it's not one of those, like, here the sad moment, like, or like, oh, the character is crying and you're like, bitch. Because usually during like a rom-com, when that happens and they're sad, you're like, bitch, you saw that coming, or like, okay, it's one of those where you're like, I can't relate to this, because it's like, well, I wouldn't have made this stupid choice. Whereas this one, it's like, yeah, like, this guy is great, oh, his family is shit, and now I'm just upset because it's like, what do I, like, it's a little bit more relatable, Anywho, I'm gonna talk about trailers and stuff. The trailers were kind of a little bit all over the place. Okay, come on. Okay, so first trailer is called A Simple Favor. It's got Henry Golding in that movie, and it's by Paul Feig, whatever, and it's like from the dark side of Paul Feig. It's got Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively in it, and Anna Kendrick, of course, is like, she's like the awkward girl. Blake Lively is gorgeous blonde, as she always is, and it's like, Anna Kendrick is, I guess, like a photographer or something, and she took a picture of her, and she's like, oh, like, did you take a picture of me? Like, delete that, blah, blah, blah. Then she goes missing, and it's like this weird thing of like, if you start digging through someone's life, you'll find things you don't want to know. I'm like, I don't know what this movie's about. I kind of don't care. Like, I don't know. I'll wait for like another trailer to come out, because it just looks kind of like part of me is like, at first I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be like, is Blake Lively gonna be, is she like an assassin or something? But it's more of a teaser trailer, so who knows? It's not like, the fuck's that, the Jennifer Garner movie that's coming out, and she's like fucking kicking ass, and I'm like, okay, Jennifer Garner, I've been waiting for this since like fucking Elektra, but okay. The next thing is Searching. That movie is coming out, I think, this weekend, whatever. The one with John Cho and all that stuff. I definitely want to go see that. Next one after that is Night School, the one with Tiffany Haddish and Kevin Hart. And this trailer is a little bit different from the previous trailers we saw. A little bit more of her fighting Kevin Hart in like the MMA ring, a fart joke is thrown in there. It's pretty funny, but again, it's one of those movies I'll probably just like catch it when it's on like Netflix or something. The next one is called What Men Want. Yes, it's exactly like the What Women Want, or not exactly like that What a Girl Wants movie, but yeah, it stars Taraji P. Henson, and you know she is a woman in a man's world kind of thing, and yada yada. And then she goes to some kind of voodoo lady. She says, drink this shit that's got weed and cocaine or whatever the fuck she was rattling off. And then she hangs her head at the club, and then she can read only men's minds. She's like, I'm going to use this to my advantage, da-da-da. So it's one of those kind of movies. Yeah. And then it took such a fucking, like, dark turn. So it was like a shit ton of comedies and all that shit, but then it went to like this fucking movie called Boy Erase, which is like fucking, what do you call that, about like, it's got Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman, and they have a son who's gay, because people are, and it's like, because like I think the dad is a priest or past, you know, like he's head of the church, and they're very religious, so of course they send their son to like kind of conversion therapy kind of shit. And I'm watching the trailer like, I am too angry to be watching this trailer right now, and I do not need to be hearing this shit. I'm like, come on, man, I'm going to see a rom-com. It was a bunch of like, you know, interesting trailers before that. What is this bullshit? So, you know, and it's also a movie, even if it's like good, because it's one of those like, you could tell it's like people are hoping to get an Oscar nomination, because they, in the trailer, they were like, Academy Award winning actor, Academy Award, you know, nominee. It's like, okay, I get it. You're in this movie for a reason, you know. So that one, I was just like, man, fuck you. Like, that got me mad. The next one is called Life Itself. It's the Oscar Isaac, Olivia Wilde movie where they fall in love and everything's so happy and la 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 la. And I'm like, I'll just wait. I love Oscar Isaac, but it's one of those movies where I'm like, I'll wait. After that, it's called Widows. Woo, bitch! Freaking Viola Davis. It's just Viola Davis. Viola Davis, she's gonna kick some ass. Michelle Rodriguez is in it. Some other people, I forgot their names. But it's like, they're widows, their husbands are getting killed, and then they're gonna exact their revenge. And seeing Viola Davis probably gonna like shoot like guns and like kick some ass. Yeah, because it's fucking Viola Davis, you know? Next one after that, just, again, change of fucking pace. It's called Smallfoot, animated movie. It's like, it's kind of cute because it's like all the Yetis and Bigfoots and all that stuff are like, we found a Smallfoot, and they went down to like the, you know, from the mountain, they went down to the little village, they found the guy, and it's like kind of cute because like the Bigfoot guy is like, hey man, like really soft voice like that, but then the human turns around and it's from his perspective and it's like, rah, 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 and it's it's very cute. That cracked me up. I was like, alright, I can see myself going to see this movie because it's cute, you know. And then after that is A Star Is Born, starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. And let's hope it is a much better version of Glitter, you know. But I know it was like a Star Is Born. Isn't that like the Barbra Streisand thing, or am I just Star Is Born? Isn't there was another one, right? Star Is Born, because I think. Right, yeah, I was right. Barbra Streisand did one. Okay, I thought I was just... Okay, so it is... Okay, because I thought I was just getting my Streisand knowledge incorrectly, because apparently I know Streisand like that. Okay, but, of course I'm going to say Glitter, because I'm an asshole. Yeah, so of course, you know, it's with Gaga and Bradley Cooper, you know, and it's just funny, because it's like, in the trailer, it's like, sing, and then she goes into her freaking Gaga thing, where she's like, ha, 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 and you're like, yeah, fucking Gaga, of course, you know that bitch is gonna sing, like, so you're just there like, yeah, that's when I was like, oh, cool, the movie's gonna start, okay, because I was like, alright, I don't hate Gaga, but I was just like, I get, like, we know, you gotta sound good, we know you gotta sound good, girl, we know, you know, but anyway, so, yeah, that was Crazy Rich Asians, you know, go see it, for, you know, just say, hey, Hollywood, how about you put some Asians in your movies, you know, correctly, you know, but who am I to, like, talk, right? Alright,